It's Coach Don Ahern and Bob DeChiaro, both from the Bayonne High School Fighting Bees. Coach, you're the home team this year. Is there a home field advantage to playing the Marist Bayonne game?
The biggest advantage is we have a warmer locker room to keep the heat on in there. Truthfully, there isn't any particular advantage when you're playing Bayonne. We're both really home teams. We get the concession and we get the hot dogs after the game, and I think that's the important thing.
But there's no advantage in the game. It's been my impression that I think you have a few more fans in the stands than Marist does. Does that have an effect on the players? I could ask Bob that.
Oh, sure.
Bob, does the crowd have an effect on how you play?
Definitely, yes. I get up from seeing the crowd excited. Shows that in Bricktown. We had a nice crowd in Bricktown, and that got me excited, just seeing that.
Okay.
So I think it does help.
Yeah, there's no question. You know, this game is an emotional game, and it's played with feeling. It's not meant to be played in the vacuum. You absolutely can perform better when there are people behind you. That's why you need the student body and the community. It's important.
Yeah. Bob, a lot of people feel that maybe you might be the best defensive lineman in the county, and that you've had the great season. You've kept the defense together up front. How do you feel about your season in particular?
Well, I think I had a pretty good season defensively. Offensively, I could have done a better job, as our whole offense could have done. Coach Ahern can tell you that himself. But defensively, I'd say I did an adequate job.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about playing on the line in front of a different quarterback? Now, you had Alan Smarrs at quarterback at the end of the season. I know he was out most of the season. Is it any different for you playing in that?
It really doesn't matter. We just want a quarterback that can move around a little, so keep the sack total down below.
Mm-hmm. Another thing, too, I know a lot of the people around Bayonne are talking about is the high school's new weight room facility. Could you talk a little about that?
Oh, it's excellent. It's probably one of the richest in the state, ain't it? It's an excellent weight room. It's got just about every kind of equipment you would want. It really helped me. Made me a stronger ball player. Definitely.
Coach, both teams for Thursday come off tough losses in the state playoffs. Do you think it'll have an outcome on this game? I remember 2 years ago, Marist got beaten up very badly by Seton Hall, and they probably were supposed to be considered the favorite for the Thanksgiving game, but they wound up losing, and a lot of that's attributed to the state. But this year, you were both in a couple of tough losses.
Yeah, I think we both our pride is suffering more than a hope that Marist players aren't injured, and I don't think any of ours are. You do have the letdown is the problem. I think it's the mental letdown when you get beat in the semifinal round of the state playoffs. You have to come back. Fortunately, it's a hometown game, and it's easy to come back because they know each other and they know the names. And so here again, the emotion will take place, and that'll make it a good game.
There's another factor that I don't really like to talk about, but it's a factor, and everything has an effect on this game, and that's the teacher strike. It's left you with pretty much no coaching staff for the last week or so. Do you think it's going to have an outcome on the performance and on the game?
Well, we're hoping it doesn't have an outcome, or it doesn't have a consequence. Really, you can't go. Kids we've been practicing since August the 4th. There are coaches who have close affinities to these youngsters, and you just can't do without them. We miss them severely. I know the kids miss them. We have line coaches and the trainer and the backfield coaches and coordinators, and it's just like your home classroom teacher. You just want to be with that person, and so when we do have some excellent assistants from Paul Lumper and Paul Cancro, and you know they've been in the coaching field and they know, but they're not their coaches. So it does have an effect on us. I hope it doesn't take a toll.
Okay. First thing I think a lot of people notice, Dom, when they look at your program is the schedule, the comparative schedules. The only team in your conference that Marist has played is Memorial. And, of course, they've fallen onto a bad year. Memorial's had a pretty tough time of it. You've played Brick, you've played North Bergen, you've played the best teams around. You played Snyder, which comes off a 5-win season. And you've held your own against all of them. You look very strong throughout the season. Do you feel that's had any kind of advantage?
Oh, yeah. We always pride ourselves in playing the best teams that we can find, and unfortunately we couldn't find a ninth team this year because we would have challenged anybody wants to play. But, you know, football is, for us at Bayonne High School, we're a Big Four school, and we should play the big schools. We shouldn't be looking for any club that doesn't have the same type of enrollment or the same type of program. The advantage is, yes, we have the advantage of playing stronger clubs, Group 4 clubs with good records. And, you know, if you look at the North Bergen-Clifton game in that, you know, everybody was wowed by North Bergen running up 35 points on Clifton. Matter of fact, North Bergen couldn't run up 35 points on us. They didn't. We gave away 3 of the touchdowns. And it wasn't scored on our defense technically with bump snaps from center and, you know, an interception. So we pride ourselves on our defense and our hard-hitting and our experience playing good teams throughout the state. And we'll play anybody. You know that.
Yeah. Well, it seems I know during the season, if there's been anything that has held your team back, I guess it's been mistakes in execution. And with Alan Smalls coming back at the end of the year now, how do you feel about him going in as the quarterback?
Well, Kenny Curtis and Alan Smarrs were in a neck-and-neck fight for the starting quarterback's job, and it was the same last year. Actually, you could flip a coin between them. Both have some talents in particular areas, and when Alan was sick, Kenny did a great job of bringing us to a 6-1 record. Well, I guess it was 5-1. And then Alan came back, and lo and behold, Kenny jams his finger, and Alan steps in. Well, last year, if you remember in reverse, Mars was hurt for the Marist game, and Kenny came in there and did a good job. So I think that I'd like to alternate them, matter of factly. I wish I could just put them in for different series or different plays where I think we could, you know, score on their abilities. Other coaches would know that right away. I mean, coaches or scouts know that one has an asset over the other liability. One can throw a little bit better, one is a little bit more accurate, the other one is quicker. So that I'll be torn between and betwixt, and lo and behold, we have a sophomore sitting there who is putting on a lot of pressure, a youngster named Spencer Bailey, and don't be surprised if you see him out there.
Yeah, I heard.
Of course, we're sentimental to the seniors, and we're going to give them their opportunity, but we're out there to win the ball game, so it wouldn't be strange for us to put a bright star in there. He's playing that well.
Bob, I'd have to say that your biggest advantage on your team is the speed you have in the backfield. But they've got to get through that Marist line, and you're one of those people who have to push those other linemen out of the way. How do you see the game, as I asked Len Nicoretta before, in the trenches? How do you see it going?
Well, I think we have an advantage because we might be a little bit bigger. But I don't know about the speed in the backfield. But I think if we beat them off the ball, like Coach Ahern said, if we get off the ball, we can beat any team in Hudson County. And just, we haven't been getting off the ball. So if we get off the ball, I think we can run up a score on them.
Who do you have along the line besides yourself?
Next to me is Mike Dooley, plays right guard. Rich Delaney plays right end. He's a good end. On the other side, probably our best offensive blocker, Donnie Rue, and Bill Kozakowski, and who's our left end? Mike Schnurger.
Well, we're going to alternate there. We have Frank Petrick there this weekend. There's a little tackle that we moved outside to play in. And we'll alternate our runs. We alternate ends. You forgot Mark Venice, the center.
Mark Venice, our center. Excuse me, Mark.
How about your pass rush? They've got a pretty good quarterback. You think you can get to him?
Oh, yeah. He and I will be getting better acquainted on the day.
I guess that happened last year, too. You had quite a game last year on the offensive and defensive line.
Offensively, I had a better game. This year, I hope to have a better defensive game.
We talked to Coach Lisa about the kicking game and the special teams. How do you see that going? I'd have to give Marist the advantage with their field goal kicker, but how about in the punting game?
Well, they've had some problems with their punting game. I think they've straightened out the center snap in the last couple of ball games. Their punter is erratic. We like to have a consistent punter because we like to return punts. If he kicks the ball to us, we hope he kicks it deep so we can run back punts on him. Their center, we're going to keep him worried because he had some problems there, so we're absolutely going to make him aware that we are going to line up close to him and try to get across on him in a hurry. Their field goal kicker is a good one. I mean, he's a good kicker. Kuriosis or Kiri...
I'm not going to try and pronounce it.
But whatever. That young man can kick the ball, and if they get inside the 30, he'll kick it, and we'll have to be prepared. So we're going to work hard on blocking field goals. And, the punting game, that should even off, and I think Foy or Plotkin kicking off will probably balance off their kickoff. So if there's an advantage, I'd say his consistency, his field goal ability is better than our field goal ability. There's no question. He's proven himself, and we haven't kicked one. And So there's an advantage there. I think Foy's punting has been outstanding. In this past game, he punted 7 times, had us out of trouble many times. Against Snyder, he did a good game. He did a good job of punting the ball, so that's been consistent.
Yeah. Bob, one thing I wanted to ask you about was sometimes a lineman can have a great season, partly because of the help, the support he gets from the other guys up front. Now, you have a new guy in the defense this year, transfer from Kearney High, Don Rue. How's he been working out? It seems to me he's been on a lot of tackles and
Well,
helping
Donnie
out.
Rue, he's been with us sophomore year and freshman year, so, you know, he knows the guys. And he's just a crazy person. He just loves to hit. And he's probably our best linebacker next to Wayne Cancro. And he's just fit in perfectly, just what we needed. Good hitter, Donnie Rue.
Coach, what kind of a game do you feel you're going to throw at Marist?
Well, we'd like to throw at Marist. Matter of fact, we'd like to throw the ball at him a little bit. If we could get some consistency in the throwing game, then I think it'll open up the avenues for our runners to run. You know, Frazier and Foy and Cancro, they can fly. We respect Holmes and Riccardi. We know that they can go, but I think if in an even match, if we could match his throwing game, then our running game should take hold. We should be able to move the ball. But if we can't throw, they're going to gang us. You and I sat up in the stands and realized they're playing 10-man front. And if we can't throw the ball well, you're not going to block a 10-man front either. So I think that Marist, this game could be, depends on the emotion. It depends on how we're down. There's no question we're down. We've got a lot of reasons to be down. Marist has a lot of reasons to be up. They were lucky to get into the, you know, they were fortunate. Let's not use lucky. They were fortunate to get in the playoffs, and I think that's a credit to their Lisa and his staff. They've come a long way, and they've got some adversities up there also that we're well aware of. So it could be a very close game.
Bob, real quick, give us your prediction for the outcome of the game.
Bayonne 30, Marist nothing.
Oh, big one. A lot of our wrap this up. We'll see if our predictions come out as we watch the Thanksgiving Day Classic here on Cablevision. Coach and Bob, thanks very much for joining us. And Wayne.
Thank you, Bob.
This is Bob Sloan for Wayne Witkowski. Thank you for watching.